So I spent hours scrolling on the internet looking for the most diabolical confessions, and I've got to say that I'm a little traumatized with what I've seen. Without much yapping, let's check some of them out.
When I was very young, like 12 and had no access to or internet, I used my crappy Nokia and take a photo of my own from an angle where it seemed like a girl's but then jerked off to it. I kinda missed the time when my isn't covered in hair.
Ew! What the fuck?
I had like
8 abortions in total.
We listen but we don't judge.
I had 2 abortions this year.
I had 2 abortions this year.
we
Listen but we don't judge.
Get me out of there!
I sucked off my boyfriend with my parents driving, actually, to my grandma's house.
What?
It's like a 6-seater. My dad was driving, my mom was the passenger, my brother was in the front, his ex-girlfriend was in the other side, and then I was in the back with him, and then I pretended I was asleep, but I was not asleep, and like...
My birthday dinner, I got in a fight with my dad, and Nick just looked at me and goes, literally, shut up, what are you doing? I said, upstairs right now. Thought I was gonna yell at him, right then and there.
I let a dying patient spank my bare ass last night.
I let a dying patient spank my bare ass last night.
He was a typical dirty old man, about 70 years old. At one point during this evening, he rang his call bell, and when I went to his room, he asked me to come near him and that he had something to tell me. So I bent over, got close, and he flat out says, "You have the best ass in the whole hospital." Back in my day, I would have tore you up. Oh my god, old man. I blushed and said thank you with a giggle, and I left the room. Well, a little while later, I went to check on him, and I decided to make his dying hours good for him. Walked in, closed the door, held my finger up to say, shh, dropped my pants, exposing my red thong, and quietly said, "You can spank it if you want." His face lit up. He slowly reached over and gave me an adorable smack in my right cheek. He didn't have any strength, but still let out a moan just for his pleasure. I quickly pulled up my scrubs, turned around and said, "You tell nobody," to which he winked. I will never see him again, but I hope that this made his last few hours or days a little more pleasurable.
my darkest secret is I sucked when I was 6.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
I was taking a shower with my dad, right? It's not too crazy. It was like so cool, taking a shower with my dad, right? And I was looking for the soap. I was like, what is soap at? So when I said, yo, dad, hand me the soap, right? He turned around. I'm not gonna lie. His beef face slapped me in the face, so I have to give him fits. Wait, what you just said, bro? You gave him what? Like mop? Like, what did he say? What did he do about it, bro? He said, I do it better than my mom. I do it better than my mom. As a young boy, I sometimes hung out with an older boy. We'd often go to places like old sheds in Woodland. One time, I remember him randomly wanking in front of me. I believe it happened more times, but I can't remember well. He was older than me and fully developed. I remember feeling confused and not knowing how to act. Fast forward to another time when we were hiding out in a den that we were making. I remember being let down and him pouring onto me. He took out my private and went to put it in his mouth. I remember him asking if I wanted to, but I was unsure what to do or say. He proceeded before I told him that I had to go and suddenly rushed off. I can't remember my exact age, although I do remember it stinging while he was touching me, thus I was still underdeveloped. He must have been 14 or 15 at that time. Fast forward again to a time that I was around 12 or 13. I can't remember exactly. One day while at home with the child of a family friend, a young boy of about 3 to 4 years old, I did something inconceivable. While he was in my room, I lowered his trousers and put his private into my mouth. It must have only been for a few seconds while he stood there. I don't recall any attraction or even why I did it.
Really, Nick?
I just remember that I simply went ahead and did it on an impulse, without thinking at all. Nothing else happened afterwards, and I never did anything of that particular kind again. However, to compound the depravity, around the same age I also experimented with my pet dog. I tried a few bizarre things, not putting it in, but extremely gross nonetheless. Ethan, do you have a girlfriend?
I just broke up with my ex because she was just a sick person, just very sick.
In what ways was she sick?
Leukemia.
What's the freakiest thing you've ever done?
Probably this interview.
Anything.
You suck my just back there.
I met a woman outside a mall, and she was crying. She said she had lost $200, so I felt bad and gave her $40 from the $200 I found on the floor. Moral of the story, when God blesses you, you must bless other people.
Get out!
I want you to remember one thing. You're a boy. And a man's boy. And I'm a man who loves to play with boys.
And I'm a man who loves to play with boys.
Wow, man.
I'm going steady, and I French kiss.
So everybody does that.
Yeah, but Daddy says I'm the best at it.
What?
But Daddy says I'm the best at it.
Ah, shit. Here we go again.
I got kids by my uncle. All three are his, and my baby daddy think the kids is his. And I tell everybody I don't like me, so I tell them my kids are my nieces and nephews. Things that we did to each other, and we still stayed. So at around our 4-month mark, we went to visit my family, and I gave him my mom's phone number so they could, send all the flights, information, everything. And I found out that he was sending dick pics to my mom.
I was kind of f***ed up. Some white guy told me, you like, hey, put some peanut butter in your go to my little farm. Alright? So I pulled up to the little farm, put down my pants, I had a little bit of peanut butter on my that is just ligging away. I got $50 plus another $50. $100.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
What's the craziest confession you think you had? Like, if you can remember it. It was the first week I was ever doing this. 3 guys right here. I said, boys, what's the craziest thing you ever done as friends? They go, yo, we're married. Okay, we're married. We got kids, wives. Wasn't that cool? They go, we told our wives we were coming out Scottsdale for a boys trip. But really, we're just out here to each other.
Y'all know what's going on. And so do I.
What's the freakiest thing you've done in your life? Alright, so for now it's one story, but it probably more. I had a threesome with a guy and his mom, and that was like his birth mother. Hold on. So, it was amazing. We were talking for a while. We were talking for like 2-3 months, and then we finally met. He took me out, and then we went back to his place, and his mom was there. And she was like, oh, I was just out. She's like, I was just cleaning up a bit, or whatever the case may be. She says hi to me and everything like that. So when we get to the living room, I'm sitting literally right here, and she's sitting over there. So he goes into his room, and I guess he was changing or whatever, and then just her and I was just still talking. She was complimenting me. She was like, you're really, like, he told me about you, like, you really are pretty or whatever, like, all Dominican, yada, yada, yada. Fast forward, at this point, we're still sipping, and then she goes, oh, like, stand up for me. So I stood up, and I'm like, okay. And then she's like, oh, turn around. So I'm turning around, she stands up too, and then she smacks me on my ass, and I'm like, okay. So then he comes out, and we start talking, and so he stands up. After giving me all of these compliments, she's just looking at him, and I'm like, feeling mad awkward, and I'm just like, what's going on? So he pulls his out, and he said, and I quote, do what you do best and come this